All right, people, let's quickly open VP.net and show you how to use the check boxes and the radio boxes, especially because they are required in your iSet for ISD. Then I'm creating a new project. Then I'm looking for forms. I'll just type forms there. And this is the one that we'll use. Windows Forms app. And then in the bracket, it must always have .NET framework to make sure that we're using the correct Visual Basics.NET. So just click on next. This is Windows App 10. So you can rename your app and give it any name. Then you click create. I'm going to use a combo box, a check box, and the list box. So we're going to add a combo box. The combo box. So we can have a label just like we do with the text box. We can have a label next to a combo box. That's the label. Here's our label. Then we go to the text of the label. Say day of week or weekday. Then on the days of week, I'll use Monday to Friday. Then I click on the combo box. I go to items under properties because I want to add the days of week. So now there's a small button. Go to click on the combo box. You go to items, and then there's a small button with 3 dots. You must click on the small buttons if you want to add items on your combo box. So now we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So now I have those items on the list. Okay, let me run the app and see what the combo box will do. Okay, when I go to the combo box, you see I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So now this will avoid the typing of input because the users sometimes make spelling mistakes and incorrect input. So to avoid that, you can just use a combo box and preload the items to the combo box. So we have the days of the week on the combo box. Then I don't need this one, I can just remove it. And then I should also put a checkbox. Checkbox. This checkbox usually we use a checkbox if we want to select an option or if something is optional. Then we can say this day of week, is it a sports day or what? Then we'll go to text and say sports day. sports day. Then we'll have a list box. That's a list box. All right, I will put some buttons. Three buttons. One for adding items to the list box. And then you need another button for clearing. And then one last button for minimizing. I'll put only one. Need another one. And another one. All right, how many are we having now? We have three buttons. So the first one, it's for capturing the data to the list box. And then this one is for clearing the controls on the form. And the last one is for closing the application. So we'll start with the last one. This one is a close or exit. And then this one, it's clear, is clearing the form. And the first one is capture. First one is capture. It's for capturing. Just highlight everything. I go to font. Then I'm just want to change the size to size 12 just to make it visible. So yes, size 12. All right, that's my form. I'm going to quickly name the components. We'll start with this one. You click on the component, you go to name under design. It's a label. It will start with LBL. LBL weekday, and then we go to the combo box. We still on name. While name is on design. It's a combo box CBX weekday. And this one is a checkbox. Its prefix will be CHK. I can also say CHB. Combo box CBX or whatever. CBX sports day. It's yes or no. Then we go to the buttons. It's BTN capture. Second button is BTN clear. And the last button is BTN close. Then the list box. What will be the prefix for the list box? Magnoba. What's the prefix for a list box? LST. Yes, LST. We can just call it details. Let's go to the name. LST details. All right. Then we'll start with the close button. Still remember the code for close, Yasira? E. The close. All right, that's correct. And then we're going to clear the objects. We'll start with the combo box. Then we'll say combo box. It's CBX sports day. That's our combo box. I've used the wrong name on the sports day. It's a checkbox, not a combo box, but we'll change it. Combo box with weekday dot text. So we assign the text to empty text if we want to clear it. And then I just want to quickly change the name of the checkbox. I use the wrong prefix there. Then we go to name. It's not CBX. It's what? CHB or CHK, whatever. All right. Let me clear the checkbox. If it's checked, I'm unchecking it. So I'm saying CHB sports day dot under close. Thank you so much. So I'll just Control X, Control V. Then it's CHB sports day dot checked. It's false. So in case it's checked, then it's going to be unchecked. And then the list box. How do we clear the list box? I remember doing it with you. LST dot what? Items dot clear. Good. Dot items dot clear. So we cleared all the components, the weekday, the sports, the checkbox, and the list box. But the aim of this app is just to add the days. We choose a day here. We check here if it's a sports day. Ne? Then if a day is not sports day, it's gonna just put 3x where it's supposed to put sports day. Then if it's sports day, then it will write the text sports day. Simple as that. No calculations, nothing. Then we're gonna go to the capture button. We always start with you must just know it. The program is always like this: input, and then we have processing, and then we have output. All your programs must have these three sections: the input, processing, output. And then before the input, we have the declaration of variables. So now we look at our inputs. How many inputs are we going to have? We are going to have the day of week, and then we're going to have the sports day. All right. Then we'll say weekday. It's string, so we'll dim str because it's string, weekday as string. There's no need for us to declare sports day or what. We're just going to use it on the if statement. Then we go to our input. We receive our input, we store them on the thingy, on our variable. Then we say str weekday, is gonna get its value from the combo box. We say cbx going to receive the value as an input from the combo box, cbx weekday dot text. We don't want the combo box, but we want the text that is on the combo box. So that is why I always say dot text, because I don't want to store the combo box on my variable, but I want to store the text that is on the combo box on this variable. Then we go to processing. Under processing, we're just going to test if it's weekday. If the day that is entered is weekday, and then if it's weekday, if it's sports day. If it's sports day, we enter it, and then next to it, we type sports day. If it's not sports day, we just put the X. Then we're going to use simple if statement to say if the checkbox, this is our checkbox, dot checked. I'm not typing the entire word. I just put the first three characters. If it appears, I press the space bar on the keyboard. So that is how you must do it, especially when you're writing the exam and you don't have enough time. So for example, if checkbox THB, and then it appears there, say, it appears on the list, then I just hit the space bar, then it types for me. Dot checked. You don't need to say it's assigned to true. It will still work if you say dot checked is equals to true. But it knows that if you just say dot checked, you mean it's equals to true. The only time we type is when it's equals to false. So we say if the checkbox that's checked it's checked, then what do? Then we add to the list box. Say list box dot items dot add dot add. Then what are we adding? We're adding the day which is stored on the variable str weekday. Then we're gonna say str weekday. And we also want to add or to indicate that it's a sports day. Then we're going to put an ampersand, this sign, ampersand sign, and then I want to leave a space. I want to tab, like when you tap on the keyboard. Then we say VB tab, like this. Then VB knows it. It's gonna tap for us. After a tap, I'm joining again. Then what am I putting at the end? It's sports day. Then this will only be typed if the checkbox is checked. But what if it's not checked? Then we must have else in case it's not checked. Else it means if this condition is false. If this condition is true, then we add this to the list box. If it's false, then it will jump to else and say LST details dot items dot add. What am I adding? I'm adding the weekday from the combo box, str weekday. I'm joining it to the VB tab, and then I'm joining that VB tab to the triple X that I was talking about, in case it's not weekday, like this. So now let's run the program and see what it will do. And we're going to choose a weekday here, and this is a sports day capture. See, that is the space I was talking about. Between Monday and sports day, there's a tab. Then if I can quickly go here and then add another tab, I just Control C this one, or copy, and then paste here. I'm adding two tabs. Is a tab joined to another tab. Then I want to run the app again. And we choose Tuesday. It's a sports day capture. And we said, okay, the space it's enough for it. But the more tabs we add, the more space it will create. So I want to run the app again, choose another day. This Wednesday is not sports day capture. So you see now, if I don't check here, then it types sports day. If I uncheck, then clear, look here, it's still checked here, né? And there's still Wednesday there. So if clear, then they go. Closes the app. So now that is basically how we use the checkbox in the program. Is there any question, my people, before I give you an activity? We need 3 coding. The first one is for closing the form. The second one is for clearing the controls. This line is for clearing the checkbox. Now this one is for unchecking the checkbox. The last one is for removing or clearing the list box. See that we clear them in different ways. And then this is the main code. The main code where we do the input processing and output. You might notice that there's nothing under output. It's because my output is here. Is under if it's inside the processing. That is how we do, or how we use a checkbox in a program.